Doosra Point, hosted by Paris and Mosi.
This could be victory. It is. Pakistan win the World Cup. Strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. That's a big six.
Doosra Point.
3, 2, 1 and we're live, Mr. Pasha.
जी मैच देखा आपने आज
हाँ जी, मैच इतना हुआ इतना देखा. I
thought it
don't
would be
like Duckworth Lewis, man. I don't like Duckworth Lewis.
yeah I know it's I guess they were I mean South Africa chased it well till that point but I also think कि run rate बढ़ गया था. Now I don't know if they were trying to they knew कि बारिश होने वाली है so they had slowed down a bit in the last few overs because they knew they were ahead on Duckworth Lewis but
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to say that Pakistan, they were winning. They were in a much comfortable position. I think we were 20 odd runs short as we were discussing earlier also. मगर मैं सिर्फ जब वो matches याद करता हूँ, when we defended or we played against India and Chennai, that we would have lost in Duckworth Lewis method अगर आपको टेस्ट मैच याद हो. 16 रन चाहिए, 4 विकेट्स पड़ी हैं, then we still won it. इस तरह से बहुत बार हमारे अगेंस्ट पे कि टीम्स जब मैच बिल्कुल ही लगता है कि हाथ से निकल गए हैं, they come back. So I don't like when kind of math dictates the result when you don't have to have one for solution. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not worth the quarterfinal.
I mean, one scoring 187 for 2 is still very different to scoring 317 to win.
Exactly.
I mean, you still have 150 run still अपने भी करने हैं.
हाँ.
आसान नहीं होता मतलब चेस करना especially when there are 7 plus run rate एक आध विकेट गिर जाए pressure बढ़ जाता है. It changes the game completely. So of course it is not an exact science. It's a formula that they use in the absence of anything better, I guess. But
Yeah.
they can always probably update the formula. I don't know when the last update came because the other thing is that for me the game has changed so much in terms of run rates, scoring rates, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what the formula is. I've never really looked into it, but I wondered with the changing times and the changing sort of ways of cricket, it probably needs a bit of an update, maybe perhaps.
You raise a very good point that game has changed so much कि अभी आपको ये method कितना उस पे applicable है, it's hard to say. I mean I'm not 100% sure, but I think the last time it was renewed or something happened was a long time ago, was like 1999 or before then, and cricket has come a long way since then.
No, it's been a while, yeah. Because I remember it's been. I mean, this particular one has been in place for a while.
Yeah.
It hasn't particularly changed, or not that I know of that it's been updated or anything like that. And I certainly know that last decade ya kuch mein, the game has completely changed to what it was.
Yeah.
I wonder if it at least requires some sort of an update, unless the formula is all sort of for all weathers or all seasons and it doesn't change. But it'd be hard to see that.
दो चीजें हैं. एक तो so I have two issues. One is how accurate that formula is or how precise that formula is, that can be revised and all those things. But my problem is also with the application. Just like it happens in football or any other sport, if it's not a crunch match, if it's not a qualifying match of a World Cup or any tournament where you don't need to have one winner necessarily, just give that as a draw.
No, I don't think. I mean, I think draws, especially with cricket, where it is a very long game. I mean, one day is a long game, and you are going to have a lot of matches that will be rained out. I don't think draw works either because it just takes away from the whole game. कि आप पूरा दिन आधा match देखा and then it just goes through a draw. It feels like all your effort is gone to waste. And especially if now South Africa was 187 for 8 and it rained. And then you say, oh, it's a draw. That would be bullshit, man. So I think obviously the formula, it does work in many instances and it should. But but in many instances, maybe it does require a little bit of tweaking. I don't think it's completely off either.
No, I don't think it's completely off. All I'm saying is I'm personally, it's okay if it's a draw. I mean, I don't know. I just, as I said, my mind keeps going back to those nail-biting matches where one side looked completely down and out and they came back. That's where the beauty of the game is. So
Yeah,
why I force
but
it?
that is very rare now in one internationals. यार आप मतलब बहुत कम ही होता है कि last wicket stand आपको जिता दें and stuff. I mean, so it's. I mean, of course, anything can happen in, let's say, in the game of cricket, but the odds are that 9 out of 10 times for Duckworth Lewis के हिसाब से जो भी जीतता है probably would have won. I would say still, but I think draw to completely is out of the question for me. That would be a complete, like, you've played a full day, almost half a day, and then it's a draw. Is just a waste of time.
Uh,
But again, I think still today there was still a lot of the game was still left. We could have easily won. So feel a bit hard done. के पूरा match नहीं हुआ, and it's a bit of a bummer. 2-1. Obviously, we're down 2-1 now, where we should have actually been 2-1 up after scoring 317 for Pakistan is a lot. For our batting to actually score 300 plus any time is a rare occurrence at times. So
okay.
so for the bowling to to not be able to actually also defend, so is a bit surprising. काफी आराम से खेल रहे थे South Africans. It's not like they were under pressure at all.
No, I think they have paced themselves pretty well. And as I said, if the game had gone along nicely without rain interruption, maybe would जीत ही जाता है. One correction I was just looking up while talking. Duckworth Lewis का last edition जो है was released by ICC in 2014, so it's not 1999.
Acha, so it has been. So it's
It
that's not too long
yeah.
ago. Or yeah, so that's
Yeah, not too long ago. So that I'm sure that they have all those variables taken care of. Um,
China. At least they're working on it, which is a good sign.
yeah, I'm not a fan though. Yeah,
And generally speaking, I mean, obviously you take a full game anytime,
yeah.
but Imam की आपने 100 देखी आज?
Yeah, he's playing really well. To be very honest, playing really well. कुछ improvements की जरूरत है. I loved his reaction. I hope that he doesn't take it to his heart. And there's a way to express like Kohli does, and then that is his fuel. कभी कभार आप बह जाते हैं उस aggression में. And clearly he got out right after 100, so that tells me that there was a lapse in concentration. But good innings nonetheless.
I mean, now the second fastest to 1,000 runs, so after Fakhr, and
Yeah.
he's just leapfrogged with Vivian Richards, I think. So that tells you something, obviously, that he is, scoring quite a bit, actually, average 60 plus. So there's no doubt that he's scoring, right? And with your anchor innings खेल रहा है from the top, which enables us to actually score something like 300 plus. So I think he's good. The only place probably I would say is that he did play for 100 today. That was very obvious. I just
Yes.
have a slight problem with that you do not sacrifice, the team goals in front of your own personal goals. I'm still a very firm believer of that. कि जब वो खेल रहा था और जिस स्पीड पे वो खेल रहा था या स्ट्राइक रेट पे वो खेल रहा था, you needed to go at least 150 key strike rate at that point in time, and he was still doing run a ball, because he obviously was looking for his 100, and as soon as his 100 came, he went to hit out and got out, and he's not a big hitter to begin with, so I'm not expecting him to hit kuch chhake marega ye wo. He's more of an accumulator, but then I would say I would have rather have him out in the 80s, closer to run a ball. And then give Imad and Sarfaraz and Shadab and these guys come and hit out a bit more, because I still, like you said, हम लोग कह रहे थे कि 15 इस pitch पे they were still 15 to 20 runs short, because बहुत अच्छी batting pitch थी, and you could see how easy South Africans were pacing it. कोई मसला ही नहीं था, like, I mean, they looked so comfortable, and we also looked pretty comfortable. So I thought that it was close to more 350 wicket to be absolutely sure that you're going to win. Like, take the game away from them, Malibat. 317, they were still in the game.
Yes, absolutely. Look, two or three things. First thing is, so Imam, if I could be a hater for a moment, Imam didn't accelerate, and that's a fact. And we lost by 13 runs. So you were absolutely right कि वो बड़े क्रूशल होते हैं आखिरी के जो आप अपने 100 के लिए बॉल्स मिस कर रहे होते हो और in terms of strike rate he maintained a very healthy strike rate but he never accelerated never he maintained that same pace throughout his innings and I think that did cost us the game. That's what I think, if I could be extremely harsh on that. But the other argument is agar wo jaldi nikal jata, then you know your batting lineup, so
No, I could have
it's
easily collapsed,
yeah,
right? as well.
exactly. So you can argue that यार
लेकिन
अगर उसने
आगे
100
बहुत
नहीं
हुए.
की होती तो बाकी तो वैसी लाइन लग जाती extra. So
हाँ,
that's
so I guess to be fair, you probably take this over, the collapse any day. कि
yeah,
बंदा,
knowing your batting lineup. So
knowing your batting lineup. So I think I still think कि वो जो last 10 overs में he should have tried to accelerate a bit more. Intent थोड़ी बढ़ानी चाहिए थी. But
and if you saw that in his innings, I'm sure you must have noticed he was breathing heavily. So and comment Sean Pollock also Paul Umbuanga also pointed that out that he's breathing very heavily. And you and I know कि बैटिंग में भी काफी स्टैमिना चाहिए होता है द
of course,
नर्व एंड सारी चीजें
no.
तो कभी कभार आप सेल्फिश भी नहीं होते आप the intent you want to do that but you just don't have the strength to hit it out of the park. You just don't have it in you. And he was breathing so heavily that you could tell that he's struggling in terms of his fitness. So again, these are overall fantastic innings. I think he's really silenced his critics, and it was a good, strong statement. There are room for improvements. No one ever thought Imam didn't have potential.
पर्ची है यार, पर्ची.
पर्ची मत कहें, वो इधर घर पे आ जाएगा. Is so upset.
जमाम का
So
भांजा है,
pissed
भतीजा
off.
क्या है?
Yeah.
nephew है जमाम का.
ठीक है मेरे ख्याल
इसी
से.
डिवीजन में पहुंच गया है, बस अब क्या कर सकते हैं. अब स्कोर कर लिया तो अब you can't say much, I guess. That's what
It's
it meant, literally.
score kya 60 ke average as you were saying, and good conversion rate.
Okay.
So he has this knack of scoring hundreds, which we badly need. You don't need people like Hafiz, with all due respect, ke jo 50, 60, sweet 20, 50, 60 runs and then they get out. You want someone who can score big. He definitely has that knack. He has that skill. He's, I keep saying he's young, which means he's got a lot of time to improve on those things. His fitness,
Yeah.
all those things.
I mean, I was quite surprised. He doesn't look like a very animated character. He looks quite, सीधा साधा सा. But today, see reaction देखे, I was like, oh, अच्छा. He's got some passion in there, some some energy.
Yeah, and very commendable. Yeah, after suffering through 5 Test matches, and you can imagine the kind of comments he must have heard social
Probably.
media पे और जिस तरह के memes बन रहे थे. We also gave him a tough time in our previous podcast, and rightly so.
हमने तो drop कर दिया था test matches.
हाँ, बिल्कुल. I still think he's got a big problem against short ball, short delivery. So that problem is still there. Those 2 or 3 centuries won't take that away. He has to work on those things also. It's a different format altogether. So बहुत pressure था, and I think it shows a character that he had it inside him, and he.
No, but I don't think
performed
it
well.
was. Yeah, I don't think ever it was one day cricket में तो I don't think we've ever questioned him as such because he's had a decent. उसकी strike rate क्या है? Career strike rate क्या है अभी?
87%.
Yeah, which is, I mean, 87 is for an opener is not too bad, especially if you have your other openers, Fakhar Zaman, which typically will go at per 120, 150 की strike rate पे. To have the other person score about 90 की strike rate पे is a good actually combination to have, and he can, like you said, he can build innings, and he's got a good conversion rate. So I think that combination actually works in our favor. The only problem is, of course, Fakhar is horribly out of form. He hasn't done shit all tour. So ye masla hai, and that's why you don't get that sort of very quick start. Because Fakhar typically बहुत जल्दी out हो रहा है. But then I guess Imam then just builds the innings and lets the others score a bit faster.
and that was happening very well with Hafiz and Babar Azam. So it worked out as a team. It worked out pretty well, to be very honest. एंड में the way Imam got out और उसके बाद फिर दूसरे एंड से मोमेंटम नहीं बन पाया. Imad played really well. It was good hand.
Yeah,
मगर
Imad, yeah, 43, almost 200 की strike rate पे Imad ने score किया है. So I was, I've never rated Imad as a batsman. So this was one of his better innings. But I still feel फिर हसन अली को भेज दिया था. Even commentators कह रहे थे कि सरफराज should have come in. वो भी जो 4-5 बॉलें हसन ने मिस करके वो फिर slog करते हुए out हो गया. Those 4-5 balls are crucial as well in the end. उसमें आप 8-10 रन और बना सकते थे. If had Sarfaraz come in, I don't know, but I guess again 317 was a pretty decent score. You take that any day. Any day you take that at the start. So I
oh
think it was
yes.
pretty good, and it would have been a pretty close game till the end. एक दो wickets अगर हम अभी ले लेते तो बिल्कुल फंस जाता match.
I mean, they did have an upper hand. Doesn't mean that they had won the game.
Of course not, यार. अभी आप वो Hendricks को out कर देते या Duplessis out हो
तो
जाता तो the match would have changed,
और
completely
ये
changed
चीजें
in one ball.
And it's not outrageous for us to think that because इस तरह की चीजें होते आएंगी throughout the series.
Of course, जब आप
bowlers,
when you're chasing run more than run a ball, the run rate never sort of dropped. Like it was always
below
around
6.
7, required 7 run rate जो था उनका around 7 ही रहा है for a last 5-10 overs. So which is more than run a ball. So you almost need a boundary or so every other over, if not every over.
Yes. But it's good to see Pakistan is responding well after a horrible test series.
This is much more competitive, yeah.
Yeah.
It's much more competitive than Test series. You're absolutely right. Okay. We feel much more comfortable in this format. Test match, but we were all over the place.
And we expected that. It's just that the way it happened, or sometimes, yeah, you expect it, but when it happens, you don't like it. मगर वनडेज भी मैं एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहा था कि काफी हमको मीक सी परफॉर्मेंस देंगे आफ्टर सच अ लॉन्ग टूर या टेस्ट सीरीज की स्ट्रगल के बाद. मगर आई एम वेरी इम्प्रेस्ड that they've responded well. Team looks to be in a good shape to me also.
Actually, Hafiz has been playing some crucial innings. Obviously, पहला वनडे मैच जिताया. आज भी उसने स्कोर किया है. Shoaib Malik is solid as well. He feels, he finishes pretty well typically. He hasn't scored big in this series yet, but he's someone you can rely on.
He's steady, yeah. He's very steady.
He's very steady, and obviously Babar Azam, ko to, I just love watching him bat, man. He
He's a
is
beautiful
just so great to watch. इतना कंट्रोल में रहता है वो and उसके shots all over the ground. Just beautiful. क्या timing. He's an exceptional talent, यार. मैं तो हमेशा उसकी चर्चा ही करता हूँ या बातें ही करता हूँ कि क्या बंदा है यार.
And now he's getting global recognition also. Every time Pakistan tours or plays someone, he's definitely one batsman everyone is very off.
जो उसने स्टेन के साथ किया था टेस्ट मैचेस में, that's rare कि 21-22 चौके मारना स्टेन को in a test series. It hasn't actually happened by a single batsman at least in a three test series. Aj Stain obviously got him out, but again he scored. He scored runs. He scored easy 50. He looked set for 100 easy.
Yeah.
But and always run a ball. He's never slow. I've never seen Babar Azam as such slow per se. Close to 100% strike rate उसकी भी होती है. And he's improved that part of his game. जब वो शुरू में आया था, तो वो भी इमाम की तरह था. 80s में strike rate ज़्यादा. Over the last year or year and a half, he's certainly, and he said so, that he's worked on his game, expanding his big hitting. And you can see that his run rate has actually gone up. His strike rate's gone up.
Yeah. He's an absolute student of the game, man. The way I've seen him improve on the job. He was always a talent. Magar just as the striking, the overall accumulation of runs. आपको इतना effortless लगता है when he's playing. You don't feel that he's struggling for anything. Either he gets out, but when he gets going, he's just a beautiful player to watch. So I mean, that's अगर अपने team को देखते हैं, a few areas that you should be very satisfied with, and one is that one down spot with Babar Azam.
He's made it his own.
Yeah, that's his. And I hope he doesn't get injured.
He'd be crucial for the World Cup coming up. In England, he'll be crucial for us to have any chance. I still feel that Babar, Hafiz, and Shoaib are going to be the three, key people that will either make or break our World Cup campaign. मुझे फखर पे अब बिल्कुल भरोसा कम हो गया, उठ ही गया है. मतलब I don't know what's going on.
Look, everyone goes through a bad patch. He's going through one right now. Fakhar, we always knew has a massive technique problem. He's not the most solid player in terms of his technique.
Yeah.
वो एक है, I think Fakhar has always been a bet. That bet worked really well, paid off in Champions Trophy in England. He's one of you need someone who can really devastate the opposition
when he's
on song. Yeah. You need that. अगर आप देखें, so that is something we're lacking as a team. अगर मैं strictly one day format की बात करूं, एक आपके जो end में accelerators हैं, the way we had Abdul Razak, or say after to an extent, or Azhar Mahmood come in towards the end, Wasim Akram, and score quick runs, वो भी आपका अभी भी missing है, because Imad, he's a handy batsman. Imad he's not a national hitter.
नहीं, Imad को तो as a hitter ही खिलाते हैं. I mean, his strike rate is more than 100, but and he can hit the ball, यार.
No, but मैं कहना चाह रहा हूँ,
इतना clean hitter Afridi का नहीं
होगा. Abdul Razak was, someone who can get underneath the ball and hit big.
Yeah, Abdul Razak and Afridi are once in a.
कि bowler helpless लगता था कि आप कुछ भी कर लें उस पर. They just had that knack of hitting you out of the park.
I mean, they were clean
intentionally. Then you have Maxwell. India के पास अब striker players आ गए हैं. Everyone has those one or two very clean strikers. Imad is more of a, he if he finds a gap, वो एक अलग breed है मेरे हिसाब से. So like Asif Ali is a good example.
Asif Ali is a good big hitter.
He can hit, but the problem is he's very inexperienced, and I don't think he has a good head on his shoulders.
Very inconsistent as well. Especially one day, I don't think he has the temperament either, or the skill set. One day, still you need some time on this crease. Yeah, you need to spend some time in the crease. Asif Ali's game is more suited to T20.
Unfortunately, yes, I have to agree with you on that. वो मुझे इमरान अजीज को याद दिलाता है कि बहुत स्किल है, मगर वो जो थोड़ा सा सब्र चाहिए होता है 6-7-8 बॉल देके फिर वो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है.
Zero.
तो इसलिए I don't think he's a good prospect, at least for the World Cup. तो मेरे हिसाब से एक वो lacking है, and I'm still not 100% on our bowling. It's good. It's not world beater right now.
यार इंडिया की bowling आप देखें ना क्या कर रहे हैं वो in the one day games as well.
Yeah, to me that's their best bowling attack ever. जितनी cricket मैंने देखी है, with due respect to Kapil Dev and all, but I think this is the best fast bowling unit they've had in a very long time.
No, and their line of lengths and Bumrah's Yorkers and control is exceptional. Yeah, I mean none of them are like one tearaway is like 145, 150 पे कोई Shoaib Akhtar की तरह bowling नहीं करा रहा, but they're all right up there, late 130s, can get up to early 140s as well. And but the control and the line of length and the variation also, and with the spinners as well. I mean, the variety they have now is very good. Batting to thi hamesha se. Batting was never a question mark. But now bowling has come along, and they're probably the team to beat, I guess, in the World Cup.
I think they are probably one of the most balanced team right now. Everyone's talking about India की बैटिंग की वजह से कुछ हो रहा है, but I give a lot of credit to their bowling. बैटिंग तो हमेशा से अच्छी थी, जैसे आप अभी कह रहे थे. मगर जिस तरीके से ये bowlers and they're very methodical. It's they bowl really well in tandem. Both Bhubaneswar or Bumrah, the two Bs.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just hard to hit these guys.
नहीं, and swing भी करता है कुमार तो भुवनेश्वर कुमार तो is a
हाँ.
good swinger of the ball, and Bumrah again, like I said, is at will. At the end of the innings, at will होती है Yorker उसकी, and
Yokers होती हैं.
precise, मतलब right at your toes.
And
Right,
Kuldeep, that the
Yadav.
left arm leg spinner Kuldeep Yadav, he's a very good leg spinner.
Exactly. So he's and being a lefty, it's even more challenging. So I think he's they have it all bases covered. Batting was never a doubt. I think Pandya and Rahul, after their debacle, उनकी भी suspensions हटा दी.
Man, what douchebags, seriously.
They were trying to act too cool in my view. खैर पांड्या तो मुझे लगता है बहुत ही ज़्यादा arrogant. He's always come across like that. So I wasn't very surprised at the comments. It probably shows what kind of character he truly is. वो तो obviously the skill set is still there. He's a good player तो वो खेल रहा है. But yeah, quite quite arrogant and
Yeah,
trying to act too cool for me.
I agree with you. They were just trying to act too cool on the show. In fact, I don't think KL Rahul did much or he said enough. He was just playing along, poor guy. Magar, I think the real
Pandya,
culprit was Pandya and the way Karan Johar was reading them in. तो बच्चों की तरह थोड़े ज्यादा excited हो गए दोनों. That shows the exuberance of youth and things they do
yeah,
off the field came out really badly
I've scored
on the
more.
screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
Thank
लेकिन
God for that.
इंडिया के जो अगर आप देखें so they have Dhoni still playing and someone was asking me कि यार धोनी अब तक खेल रहा है and bam threes and I was thinking यार हाँ, अभी तक खेल रहा है because they have Pant and there was some noise around कि यार Pant should now should be given a chance World Cup से पहले because he's young and this and that and blah 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 but Dhoni what statements he's made.
Man, the innings, man of the series for me, completely, man जिसने जिताए हैं यार, and how again, classic Dhoni, very calm, managing the strike rate, take it to the end, and then win the game. It's classic. It was classic Dhoni, and
Yeah.
and he was, like his old self, running between the wickets, and that same style that he had, and he was also hitting the ball big as well. He wasn't hitting it either. Obviously, his c- very big hitting when he first came, it's not like that, but still, man, he was on song and he proved his point, like you said.
Yeah, every now and then he still whips out that helicopter shot. So he has that strength.
Of
With
course.
the experiences, now he doesn't need to hit that much because he knows how to pace his innings. He knows what his role is. और उसकी बैटिंग के अलावा अभी एक क्लिप चल रहा है हर जगह पे against New Zealand when Kuldeep was bowling and Trent Bolt was batting and he goes like अभी आंख बंद करके रोकेगा इसको तो उल्टा करा सकता है like it's just gonna block you blindly bold or googly or something and he does that and he gets a wicket. तो पॉइंट ये है कि धोनी की बैटिंग जो है वो तो उसकी अपनी एक वैल्यू है बट हिज प्रेजेंस आउट देयर विद दीज यंगस्टर्स दैट इज irreplaceable. That is something no one else can provide you right now and I think it's admirable to see Virat Kohli acknowledging that, Ravi Shastri also acknowledging that, which is good to see that the way they're treating their legend.
I mean, he is, obviously, I think World Cup is his swan song. That'd be his sort of last outing for India. I think that's pretty evident. But like you said, yeah, an exceptional player, legend for Indian cricket. He's done it all, man. Takriban. Um, and still very very valuable and a key part of the team. Now, Pant Vagara might be the future, but I think Dhoni, for me, has earned the right to say, when it's time and hang up his boots at his, as his own decision. So So I think he showed his worth again. जो भी थोड़ी सी murmurs शुरू हुई थी उसने वो सब चुप करा दिए.
हाँ, वो मीडिया वल्चर्स तो आते रहेंगे. आपको पता है कि it doesn't matter how great you are, and Lara had to go through it, and Dolkar had to go through it. Everyone has to go through it.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I mean India, like I said, looks like the team to beat because England भी obviously Indian की obviously वनडे साइड भी काफी अच्छी है. अभी तो खैर उनका काफी पिटाई हो रही है वेस्ट इंडीज के खिलाफ. I mean they just got bowled out by 77. I mean their test team is not very different to the one day team now. I mean एक तो
It's not.
maybe Root and Butler and Stokes and Bear Stokes,
Jennings and
they all play in one day. So it's quite surprising to see that 77 bowled out again, and then in West Indies actually has given them a mammoth target, 600 plus ka target. उसमें Holden ने काफी बड़ी 100 की है. So quite, in some ways, it's great to see West Indies cricket, actually beat one of the top test nations again. So I'll be
It'll be
very,
great, man.
yeah,
Great for the cricket. Kids, like
great.
ये हो जाता
Yeah,
है.
exactly. At home, in front of your home crowd, to do that and literally, I mean, it's almost like an innings defeat, yeah. मतलब 77 के बाद तो. So that's great for West Indies cricket, but very poor from England. I wouldn't have expected this.
There were some again. There was some noise around. कि the wicket जो है was keeping low or wasn't a very true wicket. मगर again, if West Indies scored 415 for 6 and then they had to declare it, that tells you that it's battable.
Battable नहीं, it's very battable यार. मतलब
Yeah.
आप 450 रन ऐसे ही तो नहीं कर लेते यार. That's a big score and they declared from. So it's not like they weren't even able to take wickets. And Holder to get a 200 is a big deal, yeah. I think मुझे याद नहीं है last 200 in West Indies and especially for a West Indies captain. I feel like Holder is always under pressure with being the West Indies captain. Partly obviously because they've been losing so much to actually lead from the front and almost a run a ball 100, 202 and 229 balls is a great captain's inning. And obviously they will definitely win this game. I mean, the stumps, abhi day 3 pe England was still 56 for no loss, chasing 628. So that's obviously not going to happen, but
Never say never, but yeah.
yeah, not on a 4th and 5th day pitch, यार. बड़ा मुश्किल होगा.
हाँ, नहीं, it's next to impossible.
It's बड़ा मुश्किल होगा. Next to impossible, pretty much.
But this never say never. I remember when Sayyid Anwar scored 194, I told my dad I was super excited. He came home and said, he scored 194. I don't think anyone will ever be able to beat that. I actually believe that. कि यार कौन 200 बनाएगा? And now you have Rohit Sharma with 3 double hundreds.
एक भी नहीं, तीन और एक तो 250 भी है शायद or close to 250 or something.
मेरे ख्याल से हाँ, there's something close. I don't remember exactly. और एक तो पकड़ नहीं तोड़ दिया. Imagine we were just having a go at Fakhar KR's technique of masla, and he scored 200 runs. So cricket has changed so much.
Actually, I was looking last year. Ka highest scorer in a one-day game was Fakhar. He was the only one who scored a 200 last year.
Yeah.
And Rohit Sharma ka jo highest scorer is actually 264. 264 पूरा टीम बनाए तो हमारे लिए बना ले तो बड़ी बात होती है. केला 264 बना चुका है.
I bet my life on it कि हमारा जो average score टीम का है पिछले एक साल में वनडेज का वो 264 to 870 होगा.
आपने ज़्यादा बोल दिया. I don't think it's even that. I wouldn't be surprised if it was under 250.
So yeah, so that's why you never know. Maybe a double 100 from Burns. And no, but jokes aside, and 6 बहुत रन होते हैं. 6 और 28, 628 is just a daunting task. I don't see them chasing that, especially after the way they got out, for 77 runs.
Yeah, exactly.
उसके बाद फिर इतना करना, well, things happen, but I don't think this one will. But going back to Fakhr and कुछ और दोनों चीजें हुई हैं Pakistan versus South Africa. What do you think about Sarfraz calling कि काले तेरी माँ कहाँ बैठ के दुआ कर रही है? Do you think it was racist?
बेचारा यार वो वाकई फ्रस्ट्रेट हो गया था because वो वाकई जिस तरह खेल रहा था ना, he could have been out any ball. I felt especially when in the beginning. पर उसकी कोई दुआ ही लग रही थी कि वो मैच जिता देगा. सरफराज बेचारा फ्रस्ट्रेशन में बोल गया वो. And to be honest, काले को पाकिस्तान में काला ही बोलते हैं यार. Like if you ask someone in Pakistan what is an African American, the literal translation for that is kala. I mean, I don't think there's any other word I've ever heard, and it wasn't meant to be derogatory or racist, or he didn't even say it to him, yeah. So obviously when you hear it, and obviously when a foreigner hears it, or the point that you're saying that in South Africa makes it a bit tricky.
No, but they
I think of all places, South Africa mein to
no, but these guys call these guys black. That's how they are identified, right? People who are not black, but they're not white, they're called people of color, and then blacks are black. So I don't think it was a racial slur by any stretch of imagination. And unnecessary. Sarfraz is always silly behind the wickets. We all know that.
Yeah, वो कराची का मतलब स्ट्रीट क्रिकेटर है यार. मतलब आप इससे क्या कोई रिफाइनमेंट आप नहीं तक करें तो बेहतर होगा. But
I don't know if you test matches में over it तेज करने के लिए he let Azhar Ali bowl और Azhar Ali थोड़े लंबे रनअप से आ रहा था. So Sarfraz goes के अबे जल्दी करा Malcolm Marshall की औलाद. This guy is just amazing. So I love Tim Payne. His sledging, very, very tamizar, no F-bombs dropped there. And then Sarfraz for his crudeness and his funny stuff. I love it. So let him be.
Bichara, he had to apologize and stuff like that. I think it was completely blown out of proportion, but hopefully it doesn't get banned and stuff. But he himself.
No, I mean, I'd
be surprised, but ho sakta, because it is. I mean, if you don't understand the culture and you don't understand the mindset and have the full context, it can be completely taken out of context.
Oh man, I'd be very disappointed if they do anything. It's not Harbhajan calling Andrew Simons monkey. I mean, it wasn't racial. It wasn't even meant to be.
It wasn't even to him, yeah. Or Urdu mein bola tha. It's not like he could even understand.
Urdu mein bola tha. If you do a hard translation, it still turns out to be okay. I mean, I know we live in a very piece of work.
I think it's funny. It's like, mama kam baiti hai, kya padwa ke aaya? It's not. I mean, it is funny in some aspects. So, but I know a couple of people that got really offended. Ki kya tarika and captain and look at this, and I was like, yeah, chill.
People are saying, "Oh, it's 2019. Yeah, people are very sensitive." To hell with that. He's not again. It's I do think people should be very careful of what they say and all those things. But again, this was just fine. You didn't have to do it, to be very honest. If I was this PR manager, I'd say, man, why? Why would you do that?
जब वो दिल से बोल रहा था, he just, I mean, he was मतलब I mean, I literally feel like it. If he said something like that again, I wouldn't be surprised because it just comes out naturally. Yeah, control करे, but it was a very natural sort of comment to say.
True.
But and he had to apologize in person, and as being the captain and stuff, to do all of that is a bit embarrassing. Yeah, so I'm sure it's been a bit tough for him a few days.
And Duplessis made a statement that, listen, he apologized in person. He actually apologized in person. And he explained everything. And he said, listen, just forget. I mean, it's okay.
Apology accepted. Yeah.
So yeah, that's fine. I don't think, and I'd be very upset if ICC does anything stupid, which they are very, very capable of.
Very capable.
तो कुछ काम हम है नहीं, गेम प्रूव करना नहीं है, तो यही करना है इनको. On that note, man, Haris Sohail, I just read, he won't be playing any PSL this season. So, I mean, I don't care if he's not playing PSL, but I do care that, and he's got a serious knee injury, and hopefully he comes back soon. I mean, he may make it to the World Cup squad.
Now, I mean, अभी जो वनडे स्क्वाड है उसमें कौन है बैट्समैन besides the ones that played today? There are two others, right? There are three others, I guess. Hussain Talat, which I'm not a fan of as such. He
hasn't done much.
hasn't done shit. उसको खिलाया पहला मैच, he didn't do shit again.
Yeah.
The second obviously Arsuel hota, but वो नहीं खेल रहा. Shan Masood is there. And I was a bit surprised that you played Hussain Talat in front of Shan Masood when you know Shan is in form. I had a bit of a problem with that in the first one-day game. कि भाई जो बंदा form में है, and you know his list A average is above 50 for Shan Masood, and he's played about 100 games at close to a 90% strike rate. मैं उस दिन उसके stats देख रहा था, and he has been one of the highest performers in your one-day game domestic circuit. I think उसको and additionally he was in form, is in form actually post test matches. So अगर आपको किसी को खिलाना ही था तो आप हुसैन तलत की जगह उसको खिलाते, but आपने नहीं खिलाया. Challenge OP, whatever. So, but he's in the squad. And then it's Rizwan. और तो बैट्समैन में इतनी कोई डेप्थ नहीं है. So Haris Sohail, if somebody's completely out of form, then Haris Sohail becomes important. I still think you should probably groom Shan Masood. I've never really seen him play. उसने one-day international का अभी तक debut भी नहीं किया है. So I think he should probably worth giving him a run.
Especially when Fakhar is struggling.
But I also think if Fakhar we need Fakhar, man. Fakhar जब चल जाता है and he's on song, we just need to figure out a way for him to get back to his, now if this whole slump extends into the Australia series and even then he's not scoring, then it's a bit of a problem. Then we need to do something. But hopefully, he'll come back into form. But ये bouncy pitches पे कुछ pull नहीं कर पा रहा. He's always getting out that way.
It's very strange because he's a good cutter. I don't think he's a bad puller. He's a carefree player. I hope it's just a bad patch. I mean,
हाँ थोड़ा लंबा होता जा रहा है bad patch, but let's see. Maybe he scores in the last 2 games. Let's see.
You're right. Yeah, maybe 100 can do wonders for you or for your form.
Yeah, confidence is huge.
The only problem, having not seen Shan Masood play wonders, I'm assuming that he is probably in the same mold as Imad. So if you play Imad and Shan Masood together as openers,
as Imam, you mean?
Imam, sorry, Imam. Yeah, if you play them together, then you're running a risk of not getting off to a flying start, which could be okay if that's part of your strategy, and if you have hitters coming low down the order. But
that is the concern now. That's why they probably haven't played him. Is that you need? I do think in today's day and age and today's cricket, you do need someone like Fakhar Zaman up the order that sets the pace. Agar Shan Masood can't do that, then probably having Shan Masood and Imam open is probably not the best thing to do. But I guess it may be better than one end completely not scoring at all. But we'll have to see how Fakhar goes. But I think Fakhar makes it for me. It's not like we're dropping him for the World Cup. I think World Cup to khelta hai.
Yeah, if he's playing your World Cup, then he should be opening it for you. To be very honest,
and there's no point. Yeah. Form or no form, he's in our team.
Yeah, I agree. You have to have someone who, and you want that dasher up front in your batting order.
You want that dasher because वैसे हम पहले बात कर रहे थे ना कि हमारे पास इतने clean hitters नहीं हैं जिस तरह रज़ाक और अफरीदी थे. हम बात कर ही रहे थे कि Imad doesn't also completely fill that spot either. So I think Fakhar is important given that angle as well.
Yeah. But I still feel Shan Masood should be somehow pushed into the batting lineup. Him and RS somewhere in the middle order.
Yeah, the other player that I've been quite disappointed throughout the series, actually throughout the tour, has been Fahim Ashraf. I mean, bowling में वो wickets एक दो wickets तो ले लेता है, but his batting has been so poor and so bad pretty much. He hasn't done shit. कि वो bowling all-rounder कहते हैं उसको. I'm not even sure he's an all-rounder anymore.
Look, he looks like an all-rounder. When he bats, he looks good. It's not that he कोई टेक्निक का मसला है वैसे. I do agree कि कुछ किया नहीं है, तो unless you do something, it's hard to justify that.
But
maybe
Arthur,
you haven't used him the way you used.
I mean, even Arthur came out and said that, Fahim Ashraf is not at best a bowling all-rounder. And मैं उसके अभी stats देख रहा हूँ, batting या bowling, he hasn't done anything यार. Batting में तो last 10 inning में एक कोई score नहीं है ढंग का. One day या test match. So I think he's, the verdict for me is that he's not an all-rounder. I fail to treat him as an all-rounder.
Look, statistically, अगर आप उसकी listed career भी देखें, he's only played 16 matches and his average is 16. So if you go by that, he's not a genuine all-rounder.
No, he isn't.
Not at all. He has a lot of potential, and again, that potential tag is only good for first few matches, but then you have to live up to it.
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ ना, आपकी जो domestic की list है की average है 16 की, and strike rate भी कोई exception नहीं है. You're talking about 80% of the strike rate.
Yeah.
तो फिर आप, that tells you a lot कि आप क्या expect कर सकते हैं. And he's doing exactly that. He has the same sort of 16 की average type ही खेलेगा वो. He's had a few not outs कि उसकी average अभी one day में 28 नजर आती है, but he hasn't done anything that warrants attention or I would say कि उन last match में मोहम्मद आमिर की जगह फहीम अशरफ खेल रहा था. I would say you probably picked Mohammad Amir ahead of Ashraf because of his bowling, although Amir also is feeling a bit out of it again.
Yeah, Amir looks tired. He just looks tired all the time.
हाँ, आमिर में वो spark, like Afridi feels like more in control. कि लगता है कि Afridi अभी भी विकेट कभी भी ले सकता है, या मुझे लगता है कि हसन अली भी शायद कभी भी विकेट ले सकता है. जब आमिर बॉलिंग करा रहा था तो I'm like यार ये तो मुश्किल ही है कि विकेट लेगा, which is very surprising.
Yeah, that zip is gone for whatever reason. I remember when Amir used to bowl, you always had that hope कि अभी अंदर आएगी. That swing is not there. That zip is not there. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's carrying an injury or what. Or he's just completely mentally done with it. But yeah, that's going to be a tough call to drop him because again, we're so close to a World Cup now. It's hard to make those drastic decisions.
No, I think you stick with this sort of 15, 16, team now. I mean, 6 महीने भी नहीं रहे हैं, and you go with them. They go play the PSL and then they'll play against Australia, and then pretty much you head to England after a little bit of a break. So I think this is your team that you're taking into the World Cup. I think it'll be a decent. It's a decent team. It's not like koi hope nahi hai. On their day they can play well, and in white ball cricket we've been playing decent. Like against
I think
we could have easily won. वो भी बारिश हो गई थी. आज भी they played well, so one day they can hold their ground.
Look, this team, I mean, almost this team won you a Champions Trophy. I don't want to dwell too much on that, but it's possible.
हाँ, चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी का हैंगओवर थोड़ा खत्म हो गया, मतलब
काफी खत्म हो गया. वो बस बहुत बेहतर खेल हो चुका है.
हाँ, बस खेल हो चुका है, बट
एशिया कप के बाद तो वो बस मेरा ऐसा होता रहा है
कि अब वर्ल्ड कप जीतने पे ही चढ़ेगा. बट चलो, लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस द नेक्स्ट 2 games. आई एम स्टिल होपफुल के we can come back, and it'd be difficult obviously to win 2 games in a row and win the series now, I think. But you never know. You never know.
I hope it's not what Haris Sohail is saying कि हमारी टीम पे काला जादू कराया किसी ने.
Yeah.
Everything else we can fix, but that I don't know what to say.
काले ने काला जादू कराया.
That's काफी racist जादू है.
हाँ, मुझे भी apology करनी पड़ेगी after the issue for my racist comments. चलें. On that note, let's wrap it up. we'll come back and I guess we can do a recap after the series is over and prepare ourselves for the T20 series. But any final thoughts?
No, I think it's been a good little phase for cricket. India is playing really well against Australia, New Zealand, Pakistan. Very exciting and good preamble to the World Cup. So yeah, looking forward to it.
All right. Until next time, folks. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Doosra Point. Hosted by Paris and Mossad.